and wood.
Mahalo. Black Bear.
Yeah.
And as the Minister adds that Canada will not be able to accommodate all Indigenous concerns, what that means is that they have decided to willfully violate their constitutional duties and obligations. Mr. Minister, Mr. Speaker, sounds like a most important relationship, doesn't it? Why doesn't the Prime Minister just say the truth and tell the Indigenous peoples that he doesn't give a fuck about their rights?
In solidarity with all marginalized and vulnerable peoples, species, and our natural world, it is with deep humility and gratitude I would like to acknowledge the land on which we're gathered. I invite you all to do the same in your hearts and minds wherever you are located. This is the traditional territory of the Huron-Wendat, Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Métis, and Mississaugas of the New Credit. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, this meeting place is still home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to move, create, play, love, and live on this land. I say this land acknowledgement not only as a mere sentiment, but as one practice of many that contributes to the larger justice-oriented project of land back to the original peoples, the rightful stewards of this land.
Heal.
Earth.
Rise.
Above.
Strong unconditional love.
break barriers
with knowledge,
power in our identity.
I am no lesser than you.
I am no better, you are no better than me.
I deserve every opportunity.
No matter how I look or feel, my gender identity is real.
The same.
But beautifully different.
KR Moore. कुछ नया करें करा रोज है इरादा मेरा स्टाइल थोड़ा अलग मेरी गेम भी है ज्यादा I'm awesome ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਵਾਬ then I pull up to your block that's what your dream is you can do it all you gotta do is to believe it ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਸੀਟ ਤੇ reach my Samsung Galaxy when you need me
Hi, I finally get to introduce myself. My name is Amin Gill, and I am the creative director of Aadhe. This show is all about showcasing local talent and just giving them some type of place, a safer space to talk about taboo topics, to talk about artistic endeavors, collaborations. It is a space where singers, spoken word poets, comedians, fashion designers, models, anybody that is kind of in the streetwear fashion industry. So enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Nathan Nicholas. I'm a 26-year-old spoken word artist from Mississauga, Ontario. For the Americans, I just say Toronto because I know they don't know what Saga is. But I am a poet, a writer, a songwriter, a spoken word artist, a rapper, if you will. And I have many dreams and aspirations, but one of my biggest ones is to be able to connect with somebody, not necessarily a whole congregation or a whole crowd, but just someone to let them know that if you feel like you don't have a voice or you feel like no one's hearing you, that I hear you and you just gotta keep going. Because in this life, ain't nobody gonna love you more than you can love yourself, and ain't nobody gonna care for you more than you can care for yourself. At least not genuinely. So I hope that my pieces today inspire, and if not inspire, at least maybe a line or two touches you. And just let you know that, hey, like, no one's perfect. So without further ado, I'm gonna need every man and every woman in here to nice up and be attentive. Because the price of the tea I'm about to spill should be expensive. I swear. I promise. I put this on my life. This cup of tea that should have run over a long time ago has been stacking high like the paper I've blown on worldly loves, and now it's getting too hot to even hold. It's funny. But not funny, because money just keeps me hungry, and everybody that done said that they never wanted that fame or that glamour. They just wanted to get on. Never be broke again and buy some Louis Vuitton for their mom and a crib in the West End. You know, humble beginnings, humble ends. Now they're on 6 balls in the shade room quoting texts from a friend. I mean, where did we lose it? The honor, discernment. Their loyalty lies elsewhere. So truthfully, I don't even wrong them. I just can't believe I used to look up to them, crack blunts with them, rode around the city and lined up 20 wops for them, losing sight of why I'm even involved, out of touch, overworked, and yet, fam, it's never enough. I'm tired. And I'll tell you why. But let my heart beat. Let my tears speak. My soul is weak and I'm trying to be meek. I said, let my heart beat, know me before the speakers blow my soul next week. I'm trying to be humble. So let me vent. Let me speak. Let your ears hear my pounding feet. Let your years of experience recognize my wounded plea. Yo, you're not even ready. Well, let me spill this tea. All right. So as I said, I am a spoken word artist from Peel region, consists of Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon. And there are a lot of people of color over here, but we don't really get a lot of shine. Why? Maybe because the art industry in the Peel region is not as crazy as it should be. I know we have maybe 2 art galleries in Brampton and Mississauga, maybe. And open mics were not a thing until Jermaine Kent came through with his Golden Mic Thursdays, and that gave people in Brampton a platform to come perform every Thursday night. Not every Thursday night, sorry, the 3rd Thursday of every month. So that was cute until the city knocked it down because they're building a new university in Brampton. So we had to relocate. And they went to Mississauga, to Caribbean Sunset Grill, and that was it was cute for the moment. There was a nice little restaurant that had like a little stage situation, and basically what I'm saying is the sense of community, especially in the art and entertainment industry in Saga and Brampton, is very scarce. So I'm grateful for people like the beautiful ones you see in your box right there, and people like Marcus Jackman or Markus Aurelyus, sorry, and people like Anika Marie, and just artists that don't let the circumstances affect their production. So like when quarantine started, I definitely was discouraged, like a motherfucker. Excuse my language, sorry. But I was discouraged because I was getting ready to record a spoken word EP. I had lined up booking sessions at Sandbox, so that was a studio that I wanted to work in. And then a quarantine happened, and my videographer was like, "We could still do it," and I was like, "Yeah, but where? All studios are closed. Everyone is afraid to breathe on someone else. I am just going to go to LCBO." And with that came another change in my life, which was me stopping excessive drinking, because I was doing that a lot as well. Growing up, I drank before I was supposed to drink. And then once I hit 19, I was like, they done fucked up now. They let me in LCBO, girl. All right, well. And I just drank a lot. Escapism was where I was coming from. I was definitely trying to get away from home and a lot of problems and a lot of feelings that were both in and outside my house. And in turn, I realized I became an alcoholic, and that shit was depressing. So that stopped. As soon as quarantine started, I was in LCBO for the first 3 days of quarantine. And when I sat down and looked at how I had like three half empty bottles of liquor, I was like, yeah, you might die this year if you do this. So let's just cut it out. So I stopped drinking. I recently started drinking again, but it wasn't nothing excessive, just maybe a cup here or there. And I definitely think that I need to talk to somebody. But that's why I'm here, to let y'all know that it's okay to have these feelings, these thoughts. Like you're allowed to feel weird and out of whack and you don't fit in. Like, it's okay, because it ain't nobody got this shit figured out. Like, this life, of course, there are people that are way better at like time management and organization, but there's something hopeful in me that's like, legit, there is nobody in this world that has life figured out. Everyone is still taking it day by day and just praying and hoping for the best and doing, instead of just sitting down like I was. You're doing. So with that being said, the next piece I have is one of my favorite pieces to perform during Pride, and it is addressing the homophobes, the lovely, lovely people who think they know everything and want everyone to, stifle themselves in a box, hoping that, that you'll just get over whatever phase it is that you're going through, or, you should let them speak to you and treat you however you want. If you are openly gay, they think you should be more feminine than them. And if you are an openly lesbian woman or a lesbian identifying person, you are supposed to be somewhat butch, somewhat masculine presenting. Like, you are not allowed to be anything you want to be, according to the heteronormative society that we were raised in. So, you think it's funny the way I walk, the way I talk, the essence of my masculinity, it's not average or hyper. The way I like see-through visors or shorter shorts in my attire, how I think any color is fire, you think it's funny. The way I'm always checking myself in the mirror, I'm not obsessed, I'm terrified. If I have nothing, I have hair and eyes. The lean and pose in my stance, the whine and drop in my dance. It's really my black boy joy that has you questioning your trance, and you think it's funny. The way I vocalize my disbelief. If it's not, say less, or is this guy dumb? Then all of a sudden you're full of grief. You think it's funny that I go through turmoil at least once a week. Whether it's on road, at home, or at work, I have to fight just for my peace. You dumb bitch. You think it's funny. You think I chose to be oppressed even more? Sure, I could have stayed silent, but you would still call me a mess. So now that I'm out and about, minding my own and taking care of mine, untraditional accusations fly at me like Columbine. That's free shots. No, bartender. You know the story. Every kid dies. How Sandy got snuck with the hook, even the teachers tried to save lives. They had it on the news for 7 days, then went right back to ISIS and hate crimes. I see an end to the disrespect, but the tales on Fox make me hate lives. I hate flies. Super jealous of their ability to jet set. Talk about freedom. In 2021, my niggas are still getting their neck wet with bloody ropes and church ties. Police officers make their best bet on who's gonna catch these hands. Cuffs, or better yet, a death sentence. Just for having your skin tinted. Now add queerness. There's no respect in this business. If I think the goal is mine, I gotta take it by force. Ain't no wait and see. You'll think it's funny till you try to ride the wave and realize there's no vacancy. I don't aim to please. Smut, I don't fuck with your evil kind. You hail me in private, but when you see me in public, you're legally blind? Oh, you still think it's funny. Idiot, boy, I never heard 6 bullets fly. I'm not the one to condone violence, but I'm addicted to spice. So I aim this needle eye right at the center of your heart. I will let you know how it feels to be hated. Not that petty high school shit. I mean, really shunned and emasculated. Casual shit talking and crip walking. Pimp clocking and lip locking. I find it shocking that it's the ones draped in gay designer. Have the audacity to call me a faggot but rock Louis satchels and Gucci sliders. A gay, racist, white man made the belts you spend your rent on. You're just an ugly ass hypocrite. I think it's funny that the price of fame varies on how many times you hit the clip. I mean, hit the like button downs and Truey jeans. You bums are so 2010. I said, I think it's funny. The price of fame varies on how many times you hit the clip. I mean, hit the like button downs and Truey jeans. You bums are so 2010. It's always the ugliest one in the bunch to scream they hate men who date men. All right, friend, we get it. You're always gonna think it's funny. Just make sure your labels say the same and stop begging for dime bags and lunch money. I think it's funny. So funny that a lot of people are still dummies and they don't mind crashing every time they test drive their ignorance into my lane. Move. Everybody in here, y'all are beautiful, and I pray that you never forget it. Okay?
Like I said, a lot has happened in this last year, in this last 2 years, and this last 5 years. A lot of things have happened, and I think a lot of us have just had enough. On a whole list of things, from, these hate crimes to police brutality to wars, and finding out just how much these governments fund these wars and fund these corrupt peacekeepers, and just how deep it goes. It's saddening, it's disheartening, it's disgusting, and it hurts, as someone who pays any form of taxes, to realize that your money will not go into the education and to the public school systems or the health cares that you needed to. Those are the things that get cut. Those are the things and the places that get cut, so that more war could be afforded, so that more oppression could be handed out, and it's sickening and it's saddening. And to see, people who look like you be gunned down and shot without mercy is disheartening. To see children who look like your nephews be killed and to be treated with such disrespect, like if they are nothing, is disheartening. And I am scared for them. as many of us are scared for ourselves. Their existence is being threatened by people who have power and position and refuse to use it with reverence and refuse to use it with respect, So many of y'all know I have a song named Sirens, and how it came about through the video of Fernando Castillo and the terrible murder. And really the song came about after the part where it showed that he had his daughter in the back. And I was disheartened before, and I stopped the video, and some producer called me and told me to watch the rest of it, because clearly I had not watched the rest of it. And when I saw that little girl, I bawled. When I heard her trying to console her mother, I bawled. Because no child should do that. No child should be put in that position. And silence just came out of me, and not too far from that was Eric Gardner and Sandra Bland. Going all the way back to the Trayvon Martins, and it's just terrifying. It's terrifying. So I wrote Sirens as not a response, but as a story. And if you listen to it, it's kind of crazy. But that's how it be sometimes. You're minding your business and living your life and having plans. And suddenly someone with the law in their hand and access to a gun and a justice system who will work for them nearly strips what you have away. So I don't know if it's a tale of caution, but it's a tale. So this is a newer version of Sirens that we'll be releasing this year. As a child, you look at the sky, wondering what life would be like. Be a doctor by day, a hero by night. You soaring a rocket into the night. Me and my friends have grown up to see that dreams are dreams, not reality. Touching on that, I shouldn't even be in my head, 'cause we are running and we don't even know what we did. Silence, all I hear are sirens that's blaring blinding, and there right beyond us running. My best friend is crying, running from violence, yelling to violence. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All I hear is sirens. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I've never run so fast in my life. What did we do to have the cops on us? We had some tacos and reminisced of the past. I told you too bad, the things never tend to last. The police stopped us on the way to the bank. Come out of tune with me and told us, raise our hands. And if he stopped us because we were black, then his partner shouted gun, and after that we just silence. All I hear is sirens, it's blaring blinding, and there right behind us, running. My best friend is crying, running from violence, getting to violence. Ooh, 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 ooh. All I hear is sirens. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't resist, I told him. Don't put your hands in your pocket. Don't make threats or take it. Don't have a past of the shame, yeah. Don't have a past of the shame, yeah. Don't have a past of the shame, yeah. Said it'll be okay. But then I heard them sirens. All I hear is sirens. I'm frozen, I can't breathe. I don't know why, but I'm crying. My vision is hazy. That this cop just shoot me. My friends reaching for me. Yeah. My body feels heavy. But God, I'm not ready. Ooh, my children, don't show this to my kids. They are just children. Please don't show this to them. All I hear is never be end. I lost my cousin to police brutality. He had mental health issues. He was schizophrenic, but he had been in jail, in and out of jail for a lot of his life, but he had finally found some footing. He had a daughter, and a bad situation turned worse. And he didn't make it out of that situation. I remember going to the deposition. His mother couldn't make it. She couldn't bear it. And she lived in Montreal. Me and my mother went in her place to the deposition. And the police officers had lawyers. The police station had lawyers. The city had lawyers. She had no one on behalf of her son. You can only imagine how that went. And one police officer in particular kept trying to talk to me. And at first, I was very stoned because I just wanted to know what these people were saying. There was a lot of jargon. And he just was so persistent. And at some point, we were transitioning from one room to another room. After the lawyers were all done talking, pretty much saying like, okay, so you're blameless, you're blameless, you're blameless, and he's to blame. And this police officer just kept trying to talk to me about it. And until I really wasn't cluing in because it was just such a weird place to be. And, in that situation, the police officer had the gall and the confidence to say, your cousin was a bad man. Did terrible things. Didn't live a good life. It's a matter of time. And I didn't hear another word. I didn't hear another word. And my mom said, "What's he saying?" And I said, "Nothing. You don't even want to know." I don't think to this day I even told her what they said, because I couldn't put that on everyone else, you know? Not on her. Not for her to tell her sister, his mother. I was burdened by that. But looking back, I'm grateful that it was me that he had the audacity to say that to. Because if he had said that to my aunt with that confidence, it would have broke her twice. So that's why I sing the song. I sing the song because there's a lot of fucked up, I'm sorry to swear, I really was trying not to, but there's a lot of screwed up things. Focus on our skin color, that will focus on our sexuality, on our gender, and say, violence is okay. You know? And I stand for none of it. Not one bit of it. Anyone who is here is deserving of not just life, but a life worth living, one of safety, one where you don't have to wonder. You deserve that. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to jump through hoops and fire. You deserve to live, and you deserve to enjoy to live. What is this that we've become so numb, and we could debate it on Facebook and Instagram, if someone deserved to die? We all deserve a chance. If there is a system broken, we know it's broken. We know the foundation it was built upon was not steady, was not sound. We know it was broken and built upon a whole city on broken foundation. That's why it crumbles now. We know this. But we are also living with it, and that is the scary part. The route to changing these things is so caught up in jargon, in English language and punctuations, that you might not be able to even say what you want to say, and for it to be taken seriously. Never mind to be able to work on changing a law. I remember hearing people like, we need more lawyers, and we need more lawyers of color, and we need more lawyers and judges and police people who are of color and of different, sexualities and orientations. There are gay judges who pass laws against us. There are Black judges who rule against us. There are people who share native blood who do not look twice back. And it is shameful. The only thing I could do after all of this, sometimes it feels like it's just like, just try to live, just try to exist long enough. But that's not good enough anymore, And it's not a rally to call to burn the world, but I don't know what it is, but we need to find a new source, a new way to live, because this is not good enough. It was not good enough for us. It's not good enough for the next generation. It won't be good enough for my nieces and nephews, for if any of us have children, it's not good enough for them. For those who want children, it's not good enough for them. It's not. This is not good enough. And we're still encountering firsts. Shameful. The first woman, the first Black, the first trans, the first. Shameful. I do not celebrate that at all. Do you know what I do celebrate? The fact that we're here. I celebrate the fact that we're still here. Through it all, we are still here. Through all of that oppression, those people, those firsts were there. I don't like the fact that they're first, but they who became first will open the ways for seconds and thirds. And I celebrate them for that. They made it that far with all of that. So as we still work on firsts and seconds and thirds, I just want to encourage you all. Those days are still coming. Sadly, but surely, those days are still coming. There'll be a day when we will overturn these stupid laws. You know why? Because their foundation is shaky. And for them to keep it up, they need people. Change has come. Change is coming, and they are scared. They are scared. And they're not teaching their sons and daughters quick enough that hate. They are losing, and they're doing everything in their power to keep up these old ways. But guess what? Everything dies. And I take joy in that wholeheartedly. You know, and I have no idea how y'all receive it. All I know is I'm grateful, and we're here, and I'm thankful for each and every one of your lives, for every word that comes out of your mouth that is life. I am thankful. Brothers, sisters, others, you are in my heart. Hit me up anytime. It don't matter. Hit me up anytime. Thank you.
Proceed with caution. I heard if you chase it, it only results in a hole in your heart. Fuck it, I take the whole cake and I won't leave a portion. It's only an organ. Thank God mama couldn't afford the abortion. The loneliest orphan. I flip my misfortune and grow me a fortune. My rollie is scorching. Them niggas that hated it slowly endorsing. Not coldly important. My niggas beside me like Tommy and Martin. We ballin' your cotton. Then skate with your bitch like we Tony your Harton. She don't need the garments. She horny from all of the money we countin'. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die. Uno, dos.
How do you spend your 24 hours? Who do you call when you need some bubblegum loving and some? Won't you be worried that I'm never gonna answer? It's like your mind's in a daze, your heart keeps on racing. Stuck in a road on an end of vacation. You're telling me that I'm crazy, so why you talk about babies? Guess you couldn't replace me, all the time that don't pay me. It's just like that, I'm out for my ladies. SLS and Mercedes, extra they play me. Should've thought about it before you played me. And I'm never gonna be a baby. Don't try to claim me. Friendship might not maybe. I'm Sonia Shady. Yeah. 24 hours. Till you call when you need some.
All right, now it's time for the break party. I hope you enjoyed the curated playlist that I've made for you, and just to motivate you to the next level that we want to put you into, okay? So here you go. Have fun. We'll be back in a flash.
दिन नाचा जो ट्विटर पे ट्रेंड हो गया नासिक के ढोल पे धन 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 नाचा तो सबका दी एंड हो गया मेरे इशारे पे दिन दिन नाचा जो ट्विटर पे ट्रेंड हो गया
bada dance. देखूं तुम्हें कैसा है ये तेरा bada dance. तो नाचो.
La wey, me tienen encurazao, la patilla y la wey, me tienen encurazao, la patilla y la wey, me tienen encurazao. Me tienen encurazao. Me tienen encurazao. Curazao de flow, estamos pasados, nadie se pasa conmigo, yo lo tengo amenazado. Tomando una bala que te caiga atrás, tú dices que no da para venir para esta pelea. Al no hasta los dientes, la muerte y la garganta. Pasado de etiqueta en la calle, nadie me aguanta. El jefe, la bestia, la para, la planta. $300,000 prepara y nadie me aguanta. Ustedes van para abajo, yo para arriba y para arriba. El llante que yo quiero tiene un helipuerto arriba, te molesta. Así como pechuga la Golden Blue, porque tú llevas tanta pide que tú quieres ser blue. Tú eres como la juca, mucho humo y poca nota. Demagogo en la cara, se te nota. Tú eres como la juca, mucho humo y poca nota. Demagogo en la cara, se te nota. Y la wey, me tienen encurazao. Patilla y la wey, me tienen encurazao. Patilla y la wey, me tienen encurazao. Patilla y la wey, me tienen encurazao. Yo no recibo órdenes ni reglas, soy el jefe. El jefe. Atentamente el que anda con el F. Llegaron 500 por el muelle, el 13 la caleta crece. Y yo estoy en trabajo 5 a veces. Ya me lo ofrece, pa' que lo besa. Alguna vez también lo mece. Que la vergüenza adentro me crece. Todo pa' acá, hasta los intereses.
La nota sazonao me tiene curazao. La pastilla y la Wii siempre ando recetado. Reflachado bien volado, mira vestibulado. No me caigas acá que voy acelerado. Eso que no pasó de primera. Tira segunda y cuando le meta tercera. Y le aplique movimiento de cadera. Acelera, acelera y a que partidera. Si tú quieres te paso el blon y tú lo prendes. Mueve ese culo que eso es lo que Guti vende. Ya estoy bien loco de me manda, no me entiende. Y a mí la nota me tiene hasta viendo duende.
Patilla y la wey, me tienen encurazao. 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 Me tienen encurazao. Me tienen encurazao. Ay, patilla, 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 patilla. Ay, patilla, 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 patilla. Ay, patilla, 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 patilla. Ay, patilla, 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 patilla.
extraordinary intergalactical upsets. Only Dr. Hans Zarkov, formerly at NASA, has provided any explanation. This morning's unprecedented solar eclipse is no cause for alarm. King of the impossible. He's for every one of us. Stand for every one of us. He's saving the body and every man every time.
General Gala, Flash Gordon approaching.
What do you mean, Flash Gordon approaching? Open fire! All weapons! Dispatch 4 rocket Ajax to bring back his body.
Gordon's alive.
He's saving every one of us. Just a man with a man's courage. You know, nothing but a man who can never fail.
Hope you enjoyed that break party. So much fun. I'm so hyped up right now. And guess what? We got some more performances. Get ready. These are amazing.
Everyone, my name is Maya Gabriel. I'm a singer-songwriter from Markham, Ontario. Shout out Markham. Woot woot. She asked me to do the show and I was more than happy. I love just expressing myself. I'm one of those artists that express myself through music. I'm not much of like a talk my feelings out. I'm more like a write my feelings out kind of person. My first song is called Change Your Mind. And I wrote this one basically about, being in a relationship and, wanting the relationship to not end, even though like, it might be the best decision for the both of you. You still don't want it to end, so you're really hoping that person changes their mind. And yeah, so I hope you guys are ready for some sad vibes temporarily, because I'm about to heal you up right after. But this is Change Your Mind. If I had known that when you left, you'd be taking a part of me, I would have tried to keep more of it. 'Cause all I have is emptiness, and the place where you used to be is now a vacancy. And I don't know how to live without you. People say moving on is something that you do when you're ready. Can you tell me when will that be? 'Cause I still reach for you in the middle of the night, and I still know that I would fight for you, but I understand why we weren't right. The bed's still vacant on your side. if you change your mind, if you change your mind, if you would ask someone, they'd say, the loving ain't easy. Now, there ain't no words to describe the pain of a heartbreak. Now, and I know that leaving me is what you need, but I hope that you would still think of me, 'cause if you would ask someone, they say the loving ain't easy. No, no, because I don't know how to live without you. People say moving on is something that you do when you're ready. Can you tell me when will that be? 'Cause I still reach for you in the middle of the night, and I still know that I would fight for you, but I understand why we weren't right. The best awaken on your side if you change your mind. If you change your mind. 'Cause I still reach for you in the middle of the night, and I still know that I would fight for you, but I understand why we weren't right. Best awaken on your side, and I'm still hoping you'll be mine, and you change your mind, and you change your mind.
Song real deep. I'm so sorry if anyone's in their fields now. My bad, my bad. But that's my first track, Change Your Mind. It's available on all streaming platforms if you want to check it out. But yeah, so I'm about to take you guys on a little journey. So the next song that I'm about to do, I'm trying to decide if I want to go upbeat or back down. You know, we'll go back down. We'll keep it mellow right now. So the next song, you know, with COVID going around and, you know, everybody just being inside, I feel like a lot of people are losing their loved ones, people close to them, you know, family members, friends, pets. You know, people are losing a lot of people close to them. And I unfortunately had to experience some loss over the quarantine. And of course, like I said before, I'm more of like a let's write about it than let's talk about it kind of gal. And so, yeah, I wrote a song, and this is it. It's called Here With Me. Here we go.
I got the news today that you were gone. No, I wasn't ready to be on my own. Never prepared for this. I always thought that I'd get a warning when you taking off. 'Cause now you're not here with me, and I'd be lying when I say I'm fine. 'Cause I wish you were here with me. We never said goodbye. And if I could turn back the hands of time, I want you here with me. And I know you wouldn't want me to cry, but I can't help myself. I wish I had more time. Irreplaceable, you're one of a kind. How is this a part of the design? Questions with no answers. I call but you don't answer. I need to hear your voice. You cut through all the noise, and you left me without a choice. And now you're not here with me. No, no, and I'd be lying when I say I'm fine, 'cause I wish you were here with me. We never said goodbye. And if I could turn back the hands of time, I want you here for just one more touch, just one more hug, just one more smell of your fragrance, just one more smile. I need you now, said I need you, 'cause now you're not here with me. And I'd be lying if I say I'm fine, 'cause I wish you were here with me. No, no, we never said goodbye. And if I could turn back the hands of time, I want you here, I want you here, I want you here, said I want you here, I want you here with me. You know what? After all of that, after going through everything, after being sad, the heartbreak, the loss, you know, I have to remember that I'm extremely blessed. I'm living, you know, I'm safe. I have a great circle of people around me. I'm supported. I'm loved. I'm healthy. Like I said, if I didn't say it already, you know, I have a place, a roof over my head. You know, I have food to eat. And so, you know, I just have to remember that there's a lot of people who don't have those things. And, you know, blessings are in abundance, you know, and there's a lot of people who don't have those things, you know, and for me personally, I've always been the friend that everybody comes to, you know, to talk out their problems, heal, and, you know, just have conversations. And so after doing all of that, you know, the common theme was just letting people know that it's not over, you know, like whatever you're going through, tomorrow's another day and it's not over yet. And so I'm gonna give you guys that message right now. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Sometimes you feel like your world is caving in. And sometimes it's just so hard to fake a grin. But darling, you can make it through. And darling, I will be there with you. I know it's easy to just give up when you're on the ground and you've had enough. Just don't forget, is not over yet. They say it's always darkest before the dawn, but I know your fight can be won. So don't give up before it's begun. And I know that it's easy said than done, but a little faith can carry you. Just know that I'll always be there for you. No, darling, you can make it through. No, 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 no. And darling, I will be there with you. I know it's easy to just give up when you're on the ground and you've had enough. Just don't forget, it's not over yet. I know it's easy to just give in. 2 strikes at bat, you can take a swing. Just don't forget, when you're down and you're out and your mind's filled with doubt, don't forget, it's not over yet. When your feelings are hurt and you think life's the worst, don't forget, it's not over. When you feel all alone, no one answers the phone, feeling nothing but lost and you just need to talk, don't forget, it's not over yet. I know it's easy to just give up when you're on the ground and you've had enough. Yeah. Don't forget, it's not over yet. I know it's easy to just give in. 2 strikes at bat, you can take a swing. No, 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 just don't forget. Just don't forget. Just don't forget. No, no, just don't forget. Oh, darling, don't forget. It's not over yet.
How do I sing about something that's beautiful, as in my partner, and also, you know, pay homage to the people before me? And so I was like, hey, you know, somebody could be called a Basquiat. They're rare, they're one of a kind, they're special, you know? And so I decided to write this song called Basquiat, and this is it. This is the last song, everybody. This is Basquiat. You know, if you want to get up and move, let's get it. Can somebody tell me how to get the smile off my face? I've been feeling it for days. And can somebody tell me why my heart starts to race at the thought of his name? You got me going crazy. Your love is so amazing. You know that I can't take it when you do things you do. Hey, 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 I'm melt in your arms. When you hold me close, I fall apart. Your body like a work of art. My Basquiat, my Basquiat. I don't want anybody else, nobody else. Baby, I just want you to myself. You can call me selfish, I don't care, it is what it is. Cause ain't nobody ever made me feel like it's eternal bliss. Your lips on my lips, your hips on my hips. I get you used to this. Oh, oh no. You got me going crazy. Press the twerk one time. Your love is so amazing.
You got me going crazy when you do the things you do. Oh, I melt in your arms when you hold me close. I fall apart. And your body like a work of art. My bossy eye. Hey, hey. 'Cause I wanna be able to call you my baby. My baby, yeah, let's get a clap. So let's not waste time. Say you'll be mine. Oh, I melt in your arms when you hold me close. I fall apart. Your body like a work of art. My Basquiat, Basquiat. I melt in your arms when you hold me close. No, I can't take it. You're right, like a work of art. My Basquiat, my Basquiat. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. I am Maya Gabriel. If you want to check me out on the gram, you can. Hey, on the gram, you can. Hey. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. This has been an amazing experience. I love the vibes. And yeah, if you want to check me out, you can check me out at _ Maya G Music. I'll type it in the chat later. Thank you so much for the comments. I'm about to go through all of them. Love you guys off. Yeah, I'm out. Deuces.
The first song that I'm going to sing is just sort of like focusing on the fact that, you know, we have to be gentle with ourselves and we're all human. It's a cover. It's called Ordinary People.
This ain't a movie, no. No fairy tale conclusion, yo. It gets more confusing every day. Oh, sometimes it's heaven sent. Head back to hell again. Kiss and we make up on the way. I hang up, you call. We rise and we fall. And we feel like just walking away. As our love advances, we take second chances. Though it's not a fantasy, I still wanted you to stay. We're just ordinary people. We don't know
Thanks, friends. So I just really love that song because I think that it just really the message is just, we're all human and we have to be kind to ourselves and gentle to ourselves and allow ourselves to heal. So yeah, that's Ordinary People. The next song I'm gonna sing is a love song. And it's about being optimistic. Because, sometimes in this world we get down on ourselves and it can be like a little bit difficult. So this is me just sort of like daydreaming about what it's going to be like to fall in love. It's called Future Lover.
Somewhere in the distance I will find you, over the horizon in the blue. Yeah, I know what not to look for, know exactly what I want, and I ain't wasting no time anymore. Every move I'm making calculated, algorithms, formulas galore. Know what not to look for, know exactly what I want, and I ain't wasting no time anymore. The boulevard of broken feelings, it won't be walked down, no, never again. I have a faith I can believe in, though I don't know when I'll find you in the end. You're just a dream, though I can't see you. No, you're hiding in the distance, future lover, future lover. Though I can't see you, no, you're hiding in the distance, future lover, future lover. Yeah, eyes so blue, just like the summer sky, the kind of eyes that seep right in your soul. My mind's on you, and there ain't no looking back. My wildest fantasies will take control. Yeah, the boulevard of broken feelings, it won't be walked down, no, never again. I have a faith I can believe in, though I don't know when I'll find you in the end. You're just a dream, though I can't see you. No, you're hiding in the distance, future lover, future lover. Yeah, though I can't see you, no, you're hiding in the distance, future lover. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Woo! Woo, 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 woo!
Thank you, friends.
Yo, that was a bop.
Thank you. So yeah, that was Future Lover. That's still like one of my favorite songs. I wrote that one when I was like, I think I wrote that one like when I was like 22, and it's still like one of my favorite songs because I'm an old man, but you wouldn't know it. Anyway, moving on. My next song has quite an interesting story to it. So sometimes when you write a song, it has a meaning, right? But then sometimes the meaning can change and it can like really like bowl you over. So that's what happened with this song. I originally wrote this song about someone that I was dating, not being able to sort of like open up and communicate with me. They had communication sort of issues. And that's a thing that's like really difficult for me because I'm an oversharer. If there's a problem, you will know. But, not everyone is that way. So I wrote this song sort of as from his perspective, asking me to show him how to communicate properly. Then there was the George Floyd murder, and that like really shook me up a lot. I was crying all the time. I was going to these protests. I had to go home because like I was just a mess and I just couldn't be in public, and I was just having like a really, really, really hard time with that. I was a bit traumatized. And then I performed this song on a live with one of my vocal coaches. And in that moment, the meaning of the song changed, and I just started to cry, because what it really meant and what it was really about is the fact that I hope that people hear the words of the song and apply it to their lives to sort of become more open and loving and less judgmental people. So I hope you listen to the words of the song, and you make it your prayer to just make space for people and love people without any bias or any judgment. It's called Show Me. Here we go. This is called Show Me. It's available on Spotify and like Apple Music or like wherever you want to listen to it. It is there. So just look up Jam Show Me.
Hey, my thoughts are in a prison that you can set free. Guide them all the way to my mouth. Baby, liberate my mind. Could you be my salvation? Help me try to figure it out. I am begging you to hold me. Trust in what you can't see. It won't be in vain. I am letting go of demons. Fill this space to live in. Only you can ease this pain. Can you show me? Show me how to open my heart. Secretly I'm falling apart with every moment. Teach me how to lower my guard. Can you show me? Hey, keep me on my toes. I'll prove determination. Show you that I got it bad. Baby, nothing worth having has ever come easy. Defy the odds and make it last. I am begging you to hold me. Trust in what you can't see. It won't be in vain. I am letting go of demons. Fill the space that I live in. Only you could ease this pain. Can you show me? Yeah, show me how to open my heart. Woo. Secretly I'm falling apart with every moment. Teach me how to lower my guard. Can you show me? Yeah, can you show me? Show me how to open my heart. Secretly I'm falling apart with every moment. Teach me how to lower my guard. Can you show me? Yeah. Can you show me? Sing it. Can you show me? Sing it. Can you show me? Hey, can you show me? Yeah. Can you show me? Hey, can you show me? Yeah. Can you show me? Yeah. Can you show me? Woo. Show me how to open my heart. Secretly I'm falling apart with every moment. Show me how to lower my guard. Can you show me? Can you show me? Yeah. Woo! 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 Can you show me? Yeah. Show me your love. Show me your love, your love. Woo!
please.
Thanks, friends. Oh, it's starting.
I had to get up.
I was totally fine with it starting again. I was like, oh yeah, second round, let's go.
Part of performing here is also self-love for me. So thank you so much for inviting me. At the end of my performance, I'll give you my social handle. And if you guys want to check out more or even just message me for anything, honestly, I just love chatting with other artists and people, and especially other women of color and women of all diaspora. I think we all need to support each other a lot and have men be allies to us as well. So the first song or the first piece that I'll share is a spoken word I wrote. It's, you'll know the title when I start. It's, oh, there goes my nose ring, but that's okay. Things happen when you go live. You gotta go with it. So yes, so I will start. It's a spoken word piece, and it's something I wrote a while back, and I produced the track, including the layering of vocals on this one. So let's go. This is a letter. A letter to the ones who got away. Every touch taught me how to cherish my own skin, the skin that I was born in. Every gaze taught me how beautiful it is to be seen. Every smile directed at me showed me just how much joy I have to offer to another. Every affirmation that you gave me made me yearn for external validation less and less. Every moment of yearning reminded me just how vulnerable and human I really am, and how beautiful that really is if you think about it. Every release of emotion became a more acceptable response of my true self coming to meet me at my raw form. Every person that I met for a fleeting moment of love feels like an absolute eternity of knowledge gained in the realms of my own heart. I'll say that again. Every person that I met for a fleeting moment of love feels like an eternity of knowledge gained in the realms of my own heart. And you know, this applies to every single person that got away in my life. Romantic relationships, friendships, sisterhoods that I thought would last forever but did not. And even the random stranger that passes by that gives me a smile. One word. So to all the ones who got away, thank you. Because in coming into my life, you showed me all these things, and I would have never learned how to love myself better. In loving myself and in loving you, I love myself even more. That was my spoken word piece, Poetry More, set to a track that I produced quite a while back. So the next song is something that I released February 13th. It's a song called Take Me. And it may as well be about self-love, because it's really just about being dating by my own terms, and doing it any which way that I want, because I come up from a culture that's very judgmental about these things, and I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna write a song about who I am in the whole scheme of things, and this is it. Also written in the memory of someone that gave me showed me a really beautiful time when I spent it with them. So. These insatiable fantasies like wild horses coursing through my veins, making me go from 0 to infinity, way past my danger zone. What you say? I've been riding these streets looking for the right one who can take me there. But then I know I gotta respect my humble monkey. But why don't dive into this love affair? Tie it down and make me want more. Only you can take me there. Only you can take me there. Dancing in the heat of expectations, my desires take hold. I took us out for drinks on me. Gosh, your vibes just so fucking sexy. Sparks, laughs, gazes, sensations. You got this touch, your waves so magic. I've been riding these streets looking for the right one who can take me there. I ain't the one to admit I can't say I got one like you so hard to find. You can be the one to whisk me anywhere. Tie it down and make me want more. Only you can take me there. Only you can take me there. Dancing in the heat of expectations, my desires take hold. Gotta seen everything the world had to offer till I met your soulful smile. You're all hurt, don't underestimate. Showing a strong woman, yeah, she deserves all that she has fantasized. Tie it down and make me want more. Only you can take me there. Dancing in the heat of expectations, and my desires take hold. So the song I wrote way back, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I have not released this at all on any major platforms, but I do sing it live because I really love performing live. So here we go. Just a note about this song, it's very much a representation of a fusion between my South Asian melodies and Western R&B sounds. So here we go. Spinning in darkness and neon smiles, chills up my spine, and words don't suffice. Tides rising and your touch stops the track of time.
Let's make a parallel universe. Just you and me. Break the rules, it's our time. Don't set me free. Let's make a parallel universe. Just you and me. Break the rules, it's our time. We're on the fringe, and baby, let's fly. This chance is taking hold tonight. We've got this feeling searching inside. I'll take my chances. Let's ride. Let's make a parallel universe. Just you and me. Break the rules, it's our time. Don't set me free. Let's make a parallel universe. Just you and me. Break the rules, it's our time. Ow. Let's make a parallel universe. Just you and me. Just wait and see. Let's make a parallel universe. Just you and me. That's it. That's it. Okay. Oh my God, I don't do this live performance thing enough. I really enjoy it and I really miss performing live. Thank you so much for just being there, present and witnessing and all these amazing comments. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Oh, thanks, Mark. By the way, Mark, who's on the call, him and I have a song coming out together called Heartbreak in a Bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out April. I think we decided April 26th was when we're gonna release it, and it's about a very personal experience that I have been very afraid to speak about for very, very long. But I think it's ready for the world's ready to hear it, and people should know when a heartbreak has happened and that you've grown strong from it. So that's what the song is essentially about. And I will so come back and perform. Just let me know when. I'm so down. Thank you so much. I'll share my social media on the chat, but just in case people don't check the chat, my social media handle is I am the Devan, IAM, and then DEEDEVAN. Please reach out, even if you want to collaborate or just want to do stuff together on social media. I'm super about collaboration, not competition. So that's me. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks again for having me and sharing space. We're going to go on a bit of a journey. I'm going to read some poems and then we're going to get a little bit ragey because healing also involves anger sometimes. And then we're going to end hopefully on a good note. Yeah, so this first one is called Grounding. Home is the field of kelp brushing my legs while floating in the cold Atlantic Ocean counting jellyfish. Taste the salt water kissing my lips while watching Nagoset glisten golden on the mountains in the distance. It is to hear the seagulls squawking above fighting for fish scraps. My home is the rocky beaches my ancestors fished and trapped on for generations and where some rolled in on big ships. New found land. Newfoundland is referred to as the rock because it is literally all rock, so jagged and solid. This is my foundation. To hold it down, ride it out, be solid as a rock, a lineage of matriarchs who will clean the fish, prepare the fish, cook the fish, make sure everyone is fed, clean up, wash the men's smelly fishing clothes before ever sitting down to whatever fish scraps are left. Women are the backbone in my family, even if they break their backs for my family. And sometimes I think about the rocky beach I grew up on, protected by a mountain of deep blue slate rock formations. I remember my nan telling me to be careful because every once in a while, a piece of slate would fall. Even rock can crumble sometimes, and I would go anyway. Trace my fingers along the jagged crevices, disappear into a dark cave on the side of that mountain, pray to the sampan and wait. Wait for the slate to fall. Watch how even the tiniest pebble created ripples that seemed to spread out into the cotton candy skyline, hoping they carried my prayers with them. Thank you. So yeah, I'm from Newfoundland, as I mentioned in the poem. I grew up in a very violent home, I would say. I don't need to go into details, but there's lots of trauma and abuse. And so when you were talking earlier about the intergenerational trauma, that is very real. And, even if there's things that I didn't personally experience, my ancestors experienced that, and that gets passed through our blood, through our DNA, and that's what we call blood memory. So yeah, I talk a lot about my matriarchs in my family, mostly because the men aren't the greatest in my family. So I really, I write a lot about them. And so this next one is called Ancestors' Wildest Dreams. How many times have we been told that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams? A matriarchal manifestation of ancestral prayers prayed into existence sometimes. It can feel a lot like survivor's guilt. Like you are the child of an entire ocean you have never been able to swim in, choking on your grandmother's mother tongue, swallowing songs of blood memory, eternal grieving for a lineage you have longed to call home, but to claim a home can be harrowing for a grandchild of mixed ancestry. To exist is to embody all of their love and rage, uncertain of how to translate. My maternal great-grandmother visited me recently, shared a story full of strife and regret. I praised acknowledgement for being the first in our family to reclaim ceremony, but not enough.
insufficient for her sacrifice. Sitting in sorrow does not equate in honoring. A spiritual journey I have been reluctant to conjure, I'm ashamed. But for all of the times I said I was too busy, maybe next time, I'll keep in touch. The privilege of choice for traditions that were once prohibited and punishable, the audacity of us, new ancestors, us, the grandchildren of survivants. To be successor of legacy is to also be inheritor of intergenerational trauma, the expectation that you will be the one to break generational curses. Granny, I will not allow my grief to drown me on our ancestral rocky beaches. Sometimes, being your ancestors' wildest dreams looks a lot like forgiveness. Thanks. So this next one is also a very similar subject, talking about my matriarchs again, trying to break those cycles. This one's called Remedy. Breaking cycles looks a lot like gentle affirmations into my grandmother's ear, reassuring her through her own parental guilt. How comforting her somehow amends my relationship with my mother, her daughter, like a wound beginning to scab. Reclamation of a lineage that is my birthright. Finally, we can say no and not be afraid. Repairing a bloodline, honoring the matriarchs, the ones who raised us well and not so well. Breaking cycles looks a lot like trembling because her tone's ambiance is your 14-year-old bedroom. How the battle to stop the eruption of a darkness that sits on the tip of your tongue is getting harder to swallow, but you say sorry. I love you. A foreign vocabulary. I can no longer pretend that I don't know any different. Our origin story, one of wreckage and broken, a refusal that this is our legacy. Breaking cycles looks a lot like intense sorrow, a gravitational force pushing on your shoulders, a child mourning the loss of an entire ocean they have never been able to swim in. Boundaries can feel a lot like grieving. A refusal to accept a storyline birthed generations ago as destiny, a do-over, a second chance. Every time I tell my grandmother, I love you, every time joy bursts from our bellies and our love fills the entire room, the hollow in our family tree continues to heal. Repairing generations of shame and injury, wandering the world with open wounds, stopped at me. Thank you. So if you haven't noticed, I'm a little quiet. All night I've been very quiet. But yeah, in general, in life, like in my everyday life, I tend to be a very quiet person. I have a lot of anxiety, so you can tell like I'm getting hives right now on my skin, and that's what happens when it just happens when I do anything publicly. So yeah, I'm usually generally quiet, so this is probably the most you'll ever hear me speak. And so this next one is called Ghost. When you're the quiet one, people look through you like ghosts, non-existent, lacking in substance, overlook you and assume silence is non-participatory, as if these side eyes aren't saying check your ego. Silence still means no. When you're the quiet one, you are undetectable. So let me incognito the stealth and camouflage into the landscape unseen, but see things, see I am the quiet one. I eagle-eye scan a room, x-ray visions with a fuckery and take notes on your bullshit. If I am ghost, let me phantom into the shadows and see you for who you really are. People whisper in my translucent presence, see me as Switzerland, but there's no tranquility in this quietness. I stew in my rage, watch you conduct fallacies, curate my riot, practice dormancy until my gut volcanoes, I spew lava and watch you burn. My quietness is not submissive. I take in my surroundings before formulating my angle, articulate intention, so when I speak, it is with purpose. Use this platform as uprising, I revolt and bring all of my ancestors with me, call this a rebellion. When you're the quiet one, you can offer refuge for vulnerability, tender to trauma. I intentionally carve space in my quietness to be sanctuary, safe haven for injuries, hold people's secrets and never let them out and be safety, because I too know isolation. Growing up as an only child in an abusive home taught me secrecy, how to embody pain and push it down into the pit of my belly, absorb it into my cells until it becomes part of my DNA, suffer in silence. I had a best friend, but we were from the same community. the normalization of violence manifested in our roots. Matriarchs mourning behind closed doors, cover up secrets like concealer on black eyes. This is my conditioning. Notebook became safety. Pen became translator, mastered my quietness and used it as a weapon. Blending into the background is a gift. I may be ghost, but you will feel my wrath. Thank you. Shout out to the quiet folks out there. So outside of art, I work at a post-secondary institution, and I work in an Indigenous specific office. And it's just, there used to be a professor, he passed away last year, but when he was alive, he was working at the institution for 25 years. And so he would come into my office and just like shoot the shit every day, which was great. We would complain together, we would rage together, we would laugh together. And so this one day we started talking about the struggles of being able to smudge and use our medicines like sage or sweetgrass in our space, or like in our classrooms or in our courses. And he was just talking about like, he's been at the university for almost 25 years and it's still the same struggle and like very little progress, which was very sad. And so for me, like I still see it, there's a bureaucracy, you know, you have to fill out paperwork and like tell us when you're gonna need to smudge. And it's like, you don't really know when you're gonna need to smudge or when that's gonna happen, especially in class, like something could happen. A student might need to smudge. We can't file paperwork like 3 weeks in advance for that. And so one day he came to work and he showed me an article that was from a Western scientific magazine talking about the benefits of smudging and like from a Western scientific perspective. And we just laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was fucking ridiculous. And so what usually happens when I get angry is I write poems. And so this one's called Smudge Away Your Bullshit, based on that. We are savage barbarians, condemned for our cultures, persecuted for our traditions. We have been punished, our medicines made illegal, practiced ceremony in secret. Generations of residential schools later, Western society has Columbused, pillaged, and published what is in our DNA. The article reads, scientific research studies have proven that smudging with sage can clear airborne bacteria populations by 94%. The next day, entire suburbs are disinfected with smoke. Smudging is named a powerful antiseptic, an air purifier. That top secret can be bought at a New Age store for $20. The package promises a majestic experience. Can be found in every fanny pack at the White Dreadlock Drum Circle, on shelves next to the crystals and dream catchers that were made overseas. If you Google smudging, you can find a step-by-step guide written by someone who looks like a bland white bread bologna sandwich made with too much mayo, misspells abalone as mason jar, calls a sacred bundle a stick, calls for a bowl of sand, as if it could extinguish a sacred fire and bury the evidence like they did our bodies, calls for clockwise cleansing, as if it could turn back a millennia of white guilt. Forgets to mention, there is no one way to smudge. Forgets to mention that if you're going to steal our culture, you should at least get your supplies from a real Indian. Forgets to mention that everyone can smudge, but not everyone has the privilege in doing so. I smudge my new apartment and my landlord storms my door like the Mayflower, accuses me of smoking weed, demands I do it outside, and then an Indigenous woman is evicted for smudging in her home, as if that section of the Indian Act was never removed, while a white woman petitions the Supreme Court because her children were exposed to smudge at school. Her lawyer argues that the inclusion of Indigenous ceremonies in schools makes for a double standard. They argue that the smudge is overbearing, too much, bad for their health. I argue spiritual abuse. What is reconciliation without truth? The truth is colonialism is hundreds of years old. The truth is there is no double standard when Christianity has always been the standard. If you want to use our medicines, you should know the nations of the territory you occupy. Give up your cottages and give us our land back. If you don't oblige, I will dance triumphantly around the fire that burns your village to the ground. Send smoke signals with messages of reclamation. Try to cleanse the air when I set flames to your tarot cards and turkey feathers. It's like when farmers burn their fields to rid them of weeds. Restore what was originally planted. All that will survive is what was here before. Us. Thank you. So that was a little bit of my rage. And I think I'll just do one more if that's okay. And end on like maybe a better note. So this next piece, I have to explain it because I feel like sometimes it's my own brain. So I was reading erotica and I was reading futurism. And so what happened was I just blended the two and was like, I'm gonna write a poem about this. So it was a bit of a ride. If you don't follow along, that's totally okay. But yeah, thanks again for having me. I can't multitask, so thank you for the comments. I'll read them after. And so this one's called Indigenous Futurism in My Pussy. I just saw the reactions. Damn it, I shouldn't have looked. Okay, Indigenous Futurism in My Pussy. An Indigenous futurist journey, beginning with my pussy. The pulse and my lips vibrating like the big drum, I call you into grand entry. Our movements in sync like moontime, rippling tides growing as we dance. Ceremony is commencing and you're about to be healed. Let my waters erupt, nourish you. Water is life. Sounds like the cones on my jingle dress when sidestepping, like rain on tin roofs. I feel the power like an honor beat at the powwow. Senses exploding into the cosmos, riding a shooting star. Fucked so good that it transcends time and space. Time immemorial, it is the past, now, and future all at once. Time immemorial because the place we landed in the galaxy is before the beginning. We are the ancestors now of a future imaginary that is already past. My pussy be the portal. We be the time travelers. We are now on Indian time, transcending into the cosmos. We are celestial beings, returning to the stars as star people, returning to ourselves in the future. I welcome you to the Indigenous future. Here, we resist colonial gender binaries. Here, our culture is in continuous orbit. Here, our stories and our songs and our languages vibrate through frequencies transmitting cultural knowledge. Here, indigiqueers run shit. On this planet, in the future, Indigenous women and Two-Spirit peoples use their love and rage to transform communities, as we have always been the backbone, but no longer breaking our backs. We have revitalized our ceremonies. We have recognized our gifts. We have remembered our roles. Our past and current trauma cleansed by smudge released from craters in the soil. Our medicines grow free from capitalism. Our culture be the electromagnetic force that brings cluster star communities together. Our dances, so powerful that they produce asteroids ridding our planets of the unwanted. Our dreams are the manifestation of reality. The same way our ancestors dreamt of this present world for us, we aspire to be good ancestors in the future. An Indigenous future is not difficult to imagine when it's already written in our birth charts, mapped out by our ancestors in the constellations, tangible through the supernova star that exists within my pussy. When it combusts, we are taken to another dimension where we bask in the afterglow of the nebula. See dawn on the horizon. Dawn, the first light of a new day, ending of night, where the past and future come together in the now. Where I'm from, we're Wabanaki, loosely translating to the people of the dawn. Welcome to the Indigenous future. Thank you.
Hello, Wajay, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight's workshop in partnership with Aadhe Clothing. Tonight's workshop is going to be focusing on cultural appropriation, specifically with Indigenous peoples. I just want to thank everyone for joining and for taking the time to kind of, out of their Friday evenings to, speak about a very important topic that's happening amongst the fashion industry. shining light on Indigenous voices, because it's really important to hear from Indigenous people on this topic of cultural appropriation. And, sometimes it is a heavy, sensitive topic to talk about, but it is an important topic to speak about. And it's important, to speak about it and to let people know about it. And, it's an ongoing conversation that needs to keep happening. And there are so many different voices out there that should be heard about on the topic. Like, I'm merely just a speck of the Indigenous fashion industry. And there's so many other Indigenous artists out there, Indigenous designers with beautiful work that is constantly being appropriated from. So I do recommend to always do your research whenever you are buying from a company, if they are supporting Indigenous communities, if it's an Indigenous owned company as well too. It's important to know that. And with Indigenous peoples, it's not only fashion, that's constantly being appropriated by us, but it also comes in with our sacred items such as medicines. We see them being mass produced over these Western companies. And yeah, so I just wanted to start off and say thank you guys for coming here and being a part of this really important conversation.
Oh my God, that was a lot. Thank you so much for experiencing this show. And I'm so thankful that I had the ability to share it with you. I want to explain the last part that you saw. So that was actually from a workshop that we did called Cultural Appropriation for the Indigenous Peoples. We also had, and are going to have some more, workshops on fear of the BIPOC, authenticity of the performer. We at Aadhe like to talk about taboo topics. Have yourself a wonderful day. And remember these 3 things. You are loved, you are enough, and you're not too much. Thank you. Bye.